Welcome back to part 2 of the 48 Laws of Power. In our first session, we established your defensive perimeter. You learned how to protect your reputation. You learned how to conceal your deeper intentions. And you learned how to keep your superiors comfortable while quietly building your baseline of authority. Now, the tone shifts. We are moving from self-preservation into active tactical dominance. The laws we are analyzing today, laws 17 through 32, are designed to destabilize your opponents, manipulate group dynamics, and position you as an irreplaceable force. These are the tools used by history's most effective politicians, CEOs, and master strategists to steer public perception and command absolute loyalty. Prepare your mind. We are entering the realm of active psychological warfare. To dominate your environment, you must first dismantle your opponent's sense of security. We begin with Law 17. Keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. Humans are creatures of habit. They have an insatiable need to find familiarity in other people's actions. Your predictability gives them control. Once people believe they understand you, they begin predicting your next move. That prediction gives them confidence. If you deliberately become irregular, inconsistent, and deliberately inscrutable, you throw them completely off balance. They will exhaust themselves trying to analyze what you might do next. Unpredictability terrifies people. It signals that you do not play by their rules. While you keep others guessing, make sure you do not retreat from the arena. That brings us to Law 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. When pressure mounts, your natural instinct may be to hide. You may cut off communication, or retreat into a private sanctuary. This is a fatal mistake. Isolation cuts you off from vital information. It makes you a conspicuous target, and it blinds you to the conspiracies brewing around you. It is far safer to circulate, find allies, mingle with people. The crowd is your camouflage. It is also your early warning system. As you circulate, you must know exactly who you are dealing with. This leads directly to Law 19. Know who you are dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. There are many different kinds of people in the world. Never assume everyone will react to your strategies in the same way. Some people are wolves in sheep's clothing. Others are deeply insecure. Some are vindictive spirits who will spend years seeking revenge over a minor slight. Measure your opponents carefully before testing their boundaries. Never misjudge an opponent, and never insult someone whose capacity for malice you do not fully understand. True dominance requires that you answer to no one. That brings us to Law 20. Do not commit to anyone. It is the fool who always rushes to take a side. By refusing to commit your loyalty to a single faction or individual, you become the master of all sides. Keep yourself independent. This forces everyone to compete for your favor. As they compete, your value naturally increases. If you pit factions against one another, you can stand above the fray. You step in only when it serves your ultimate advantage. This independence gives you the clarity to execute. Law 21. Play a sucker to catch a sucker. Seem dumber than your mark. No one likes to feel foolish. The secret to deep manipulation is to make your targets feel incredibly smart. More importantly, make them feel smarter than you. If they believe you are naive, slow, or incompetent, they will never suspect that your actions are deeply calculated. They will lower their guard, they will brag about their plans, and they will hand you the keys to their own downfall, without a single suspicion. If you find yourself cornered despite these tactics, use Law 22. Law 22. Use the surrender tactics. Transform weakness into power. When you are clearly outmatched, do not fight back out of pride. Fighting an unwinnable war only accelerates your destruction. Surrender instead. It denies your enemy the satisfaction of a clear victory. It gives you time to heal, time to regroup, and time to undermine them from within, while they bask in the illusion of their triumph. When you gather your resources to strike back, you must follow Law 23. Law 23. Concentrate your forces. Conserve your energy and your strength by keeping them concentrated at their strongest point. You gain more by finding a rich mine and digging deep than by flitting from one shallow hole to another. In your career and in your strategies, Identify the single core source of power. Master it completely, rather than scattering your attention across a dozen modern distractions. To navigate the halls where that power lives, you must practice Law 24. Law 24. Play the perfect courtier. The perfect courtier thrives in a world where everything revolves around power and political maneuvering. To master this art, you must flatter your superiors without looking like a sycophant. You must yield to authority gracefully, speak elegantly, and assert your influence through subtle, polite suggestions, rather than crude demands. Master the codes of your industry's elite, and you will become an indispensable fixture of their world. This mastery allows you to execute. Law 25. Recreate yourself. Do not accept the roles that society or your family have forced upon you. Create a new identity that commands attention and never bores the audience. Be the master of your own image. Control your gestures, control your voice, and control your aesthetic. By choosing your persona deliberately, you strip the world of its power to define you. As your persona grows, your actions must remain clean. That brings us to Law 26. Law 26. Keep your hands clean. You must appear to be a paragon of civility, efficiency, and kindness. Never let yourself be directly associated with ugly deeds, underhanded political moves, or massive blunders. To achieve this, you must use scapegoats and cat's paws. Find individuals who can take the blame for your mistakes, or use subordinates to execute your more aggressive plans. Your reputation must remain spotless, while the dirty work happens entirely in the shadows. With a pristine reputation, you can sway the masses. That leads directly to Law 27. Law 27. Play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. Humans have an overwhelming desire to believe in something larger than themselves. They want hope, direction, and purpose. Offer it to them. Keep your promises vague, but filled with grand emotion. Emphasize form over substance. Establish a common enemy for your followers to hate, and create rituals for them to perform. By becoming the focal point of their belief, you command an army that will defend you blindly. To direct this force, you must follow Law 28. Law 28. Enter action with boldness. If you are unsure of a course of action, do not attempt it. Your doubts and hesitations will infect your execution, leading to timid mistakes. Timidity is dangerous in negotiation and conflict. Boldness, on the other hand, strikes fear into your opponents and covers up your errors. Any mistakes you make through audacity are easily corrected by being even more audacious. Boldness must be guided by clear design. That brings us to Law 29. Law 29. Plan all the way to the end. The ending is everything. Most people get caught up in the excitement of the initial move and fail to anticipate the final hurdles. Plan your strategy, down to the absolute last detail. Take into account every possible variation, every obstacle, and every twist of fortune. By planning to the end, you will not be overwhelmed by sudden crises, and you will know exactly when to stop, preventing the trap of overextending your victory. When planning, make sure your plans look effortless. This leads directly to Law 30. Law 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. Your actions must seem natural, executed with ease and grace. All the sweat, late nights, and clever tricks you use to achieve success must be completely hidden. When you show how hard you worked, you expose your limitations. When you make it look easy, you cultivate an aura of divine genius. Never tempt people by showing them how your tricks are done. To manipulate the choices of others, use Law 31. Law 31. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. The best deceptions are those that give the victim a false sense of free will. Give your targets choices that look diverse on the surface, but all lead to the exact same outcome for you. Force them to choose between the lesser of two evils. Both of those choices serve your strategic agenda. They will feel in control while you are pulling every single string. Finally, we anchor this offensive phase with Law 32. Law 32. Play to people's fantasies. The truth is often cold, harsh, and deeply unappealing. People rarely want to hear reality. They want to hear the comforting fantasy of sudden wealth, effortless beauty, and absolute transformation. Never appeal to the cold facts, unless you want to be met with anger. Manufacture the grand illusion they crave, and they will flock to your side, like moths to a flame. You have now moved from the defensive lines into absolute tactical execution. You understand how to use unpredictability to paralyze your rivals, how to control options to strip them of true choice, and how to project an image of effortless mastery. But tactical brilliance is nothing without grand strategic execution. Knowing how to maneuver in the short term means nothing if you cannot sustain your power over a lifetime. In Part 3, we will cover the final arc, Laws 33 through 48. We will uncover how to identify your opponent's fatal flaws, how to master the element of time, and how to maintain absolute fluidity. Most importantly, Part 3 concludes with a concrete, hyper-detailed, 3-week implementation plan designed to safely integrate these 48 laws into your daily routine. Take these tactical insights, observe your environment, and prepare for the final phase of absolute strategic mastery. See you in Part 3.